Good God morning. Thank you for being on this live hangout. My name is May Doldow. I am 15 minutes after I scheduled time, but I am on and I'm grateful. So it's amazing. I went to bed and I was like, I will wake up in time. I don't use alarm clocks. You might think that's kind of funny, but I do have my own business. So, but I do apologize when I'm not on time. So I am sorry I'm not on time today. So let's begin, and I'm just putting on my Periscope so that if you want to comment or talk to me while I'm broadcasting, you can go on my Periscope and chat with me. And that's another way to get in touch with me. Okay? And like I said, my name is May Doldow, and I do webinars weekly. Happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. What a great day it is. So wonderful to be alive in America, where we have this amazing independence. So you can see some of my clothes scattered on the floor. Let me just close that suitcase. Close it up. As you can tell, I moved here not long ago, so there is a suitcase on the floor. With my clothes. Haven't quite organized yet, but it's nice to see you all today. And we're going to begin as soon as I finish this. Well, we already did on YouTube, but we are going to begin officially as soon as I finish this Periscope description. 11 Insights from Man versus Money, Everyday Economics Explained by Stewart. Stewart Cowley. Stewart Cowley. What is his name again? Stewart Cowley. I gotta get that right in here. There we go. Economics. Put money in there. Money doesn't quite fit. I will get rid of a little crab there. Bam, bam, get rid of crab. I'm wondering, what is she talking about? That's okay. It makes all sense in the world. So, live child. Okay, we are on live officially. So, let's do this. My name is May Doldow. We're going to do 11 insights today. All right? From Man versus Money, Everyday Economics Explained to regular, everyday people. All right? So, thank you so much for being on this live. 5 years ago, more than 5, like 2009, 2010, I had really bad, love to see you, welcome, really bad money situation. By the way, I live in Honolulu, Hawaii. For those in Periscope, they can actually see where I'm broadcasting from, like the Pacific Ocean, basically. But I live in Honolulu, Hawaii. So thank you, everyone, for being on the scope and for being on the live. I used to have a lot of money issues. I had a lot of credit card spending issues, basically. I wanted to have everything now, like educational courses mostly. But anyway, another thing. So it was about $30,000, pretty ugly, high scenario, and I paid more than that because I had interest rates pretty high, anywhere from, it ranged, at the time when it was the worst, it was like, 16.99%, 15.99%, and then sometimes also. So that's pretty high interest rate, and he talks about that. So let's talk about this a little bit. For my little story, we can talk about certain things in the book. But yeah, so we're going to talk about this book, by the way. Man versus Money, Everyday Economics Explained by Stewart Cowley. So anyway, all that debt, credit card spending, $30,000 of debt, interest accumulating. My job only paid me $34,000 a year, and if I take taxes out, it only paid me like $20,000, right? So it's like way more than what I make a year. It was a little bit depressing, but I decided to take it by ears and learn how to become financially free. So I made this goal. I was like, I want to be financially free, even with all this debt. Probably that's where the goal came from. So much pressure for money. I was like, I don't want to ever have this pressure again. So I started learning about financial freedom. And financial freedom, is like, what is it? How can I get it? Can I get it even though I have all this debt and I don't make a lot of money? And according to all the books I read, all the sources, the seminars I went to, yes, I could become financially free no matter what job I had, no matter how much money I made, as long as I made some money, basically. And I could do it, no matter how much debt I had to. So I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to do it. And I did the steps that I was taught that I could do. And they're pretty basic, paying yourself first, track your net worth. Hi, Elf, also create a investment account, call it your financial freedom account to see our vector. Dr. John Bertini says to call it your immortality account. So you don't have to worry about mortal issues when you have this account all for your money. So I created those things, create a financial freedom account. I put money in it. Every time I got paid, I paid myself first. I still pay myself first now. Hi, Mingus. One, welcome. And I've been doing that for years, right? I've been tracking my net worth. I calculate it. I write it down every month. My cash flow, my financial freedom account. I track my passive income, like the cash flow gains, I do all these things. And amazingly enough, by April of 2016, I paid off all that debt. All that $30,000 credit card debt gone. Yay! And December 2016, I quit my job at the bank. So I no longer work full-time at the bank. I became a full-time mommy. This is what I really wanted to do at the time. Because I missed my son. He was 3. He was super cute. I wanted to spend more time with him. So I quit the job and I took him out of school for a year. I got him there to get him healthy. He was getting sick. So he got healthy. He was out for a year. Hi, Orange, welcome. And let me know where you're from, guys. If you have any questions. So then, at the time when I quit my job, I started coaching Finance Freedom Mastermind. Hi, I'm Samrat. Welcome. Still run them today. It's groups, high level to 5, where I am the head lead in the group, and what we do is we just mastermind how to become financially free. The nice thing about it is that the members of the mastermind are doing amazing things, including myself, breaking through so many barriers, again, and changing our lives. So net worths are increasing, property has been purchased. Since I quit my job, we've bought 3 properties, and I didn't own any properties before. You're Kurdistan. Wow, welcome, Yasalam. Thank you for introducing yourself. We have Yasalam from Kurdistan on live. Hi, AJJ8. Welcome. So now when we quit my job, I made $500 a month in passive income every month. Passive income is money that comes in for spending. Okay, not money that accumulates in an account. It's money that actually gets paid and I spend it. All right, so that's passive income. So that's my story in a nutshell. And I still don't work any full-time job. I work a part-time job, which is my own business, which is finance freedom coaching. If you're interested in anything I'm talking about, by the way, and learning more about me, click on the link in my profile on Periscope. And in YouTube, there's a link to my blog right under here. And if you're already on my blog, that's what I'm sending everyone. So go to yesfinanciallyfree.com, YESFINANCIALLYFREE.com. You go there, that's my blog. I have a lot of blogs. I blogged at one point almost every day for a year, and I've been blogging for years since. So I have over 100, 200, I don't know, many posts on that blog, all about financial freedom, about my personal story, about how to make passive income, about how to calculate investment, how to reverse bank fees, type tutorials, how to overcome mental barriers. I have so much stuff on my blog. So I invite you to go there and check it out. It is a great place to learn more about me, but to learn more about how to become financially free. Also, if you want to do the 7-day financial freedom challenge, that is at financeFreedomMastermind.com/7day. 7-day, and that's lowercase d1. The number 7 d1. And that is actually the thing other people on Periscope. And that, if you have no passive income, no savings, you just want to start becoming financially free, you don't know how, and that's the perfect course for you. Everyday course, email course, and it'll teach you at the end of 7 days. You will know how to make 2 streams of passive income. If you follow the instructions in the email, you will be making 2 streams of passive income. That's only guaranteed if you do the work. So, and it's not hard work. It just tells you to open a savings account, a brokerage account, buy a dividend in stock, and create 2 streams of passive income that way, which is mostly how I make passive income. So that's why I'm encouraging you to do it. So that's all that is. But it's $7 and it's super cool because it'll motivate you to get it done and to start creating a system for creating financial freedom deposits and different trading accounts that you can continually invest and grow your passive income. Hi, doing good, welcome, and you're well. So anyway, that's my introduction. Thank you for staying tuned. And now we're going to talk about Maverick Money. And everything I'm talking about today is on my blog. Hi, Raz, they're all awesome. So you can go to my blog and check it out. By the way, for everyone in the United States, happy Independence Day! Yay! Independence Day. Today's the 4th of July. So, 4th of July is a holiday in the United States. So, the banks are closed, schools are closed, high earnings. So, today, my husband and my son, they don't got work, no school. I chose to work because I want to celebrate Independence Day by doing what I love, which is basically blogging about how to become financially free. There's a lot to do with independence. Hi, Kenny B. Says, that's why I chose to be here today and to talk to you guys. Let's do the 11 insights for man versus money. So the first insight he talks about is economics. What is economic theory? Okay, economic theory. So insight, Leo Tweed, welcome. Insight 1, he talks about what is classical economics. All right, by Adam Smith, who wrote this book called The Wealth of the Nations. Now I took economics when I was in college, one class, took microeconomics. I was amazed at how much graphs and like hydrate corporations. It was very analytical. But basically we had to learn about supply and demand, right? Hi, I still want to fly. Go learn to fly. Or did you fly already and you just want to go back? I have a friend who she takes pilot lessons. She always wants to learn how to fly. So that's what she did. She started taking pilot lessons. All right. So Adam Smith, supply and demand. Tell me where you guys are from, by the way. So I did all these graphs. So basically what it says is when supply is high, you got a lot of stuff to sell. You're going to sell at a lower price. Okay? Unless demand goes up too, when you have high supply and demand stays the same, then you can't sell it for as much money because you got so much of it, right? And everyone's selling it, so then the price starts to drop. Okay. Now, what if demand is high and there's not a lot of supply? Well, if demand is high and there's not a lot of supply, the supply price goes up. Yeah, because everybody wants it, but there's only a few, so they mark up the price, right? So that's the idea of supply and demand, and that's all from the first economic theory, and that is Adam Smith, Wealth of the Nations. He believes that the economic system is perfect, and it will do what it's supposed to do, let it run its course, as long as government doesn't interfere or do anything weird or anybody else, the supply and demand will rule, and as supply goes up, just like I said, basically those two things. Now, hi Danny, welcome. We all know that real world is not like that with government. We have to have someone to control violence, So if you didn't have government, and if there was a lot of supply, or a little bit of supply and demand, people would go and steal it, right? I mean, we're talking real life, right? So we got government to help stop, murder, theft, things like that, and to regulate, things that are of the public good. So you do have government. So it's not that simple. And then they have another theory, which is, he calls it the cat, by Frederick August von Hayek. And they call this theory, what do they call this theory? I'm not even sure what they call it. Neoclassicist. Anyway, they say that also the same thing, the government should stay out of economics. It should not control anything. And he says that people are amoral. They do everything for their own pleasure, right? And all they do is they want to maximize their profit. And everyone acts the same. Everyone wants to maximize their profit, okay? So when they see an opportunity, they go for it. And everyone is rational, which is ridiculous because everyone's not rational. So they believe everyone has perfect information, and the company is price taker, not a price setter. So Mr. Market knows the world of supply and demand is out of shape, and the economy will just very quickly. Hi to Kid Flash when people walk on. Hi, what's your name? So I'm talking about this book, Man versus Money. Free economics explained. Thank you for inviting your followers. That was nice of you. So the world, if the world is allowed to operate without a lot of barriers, then the economic system will run fine. Everyone will go for what they want, and you will get equilibrium in the economy because everybody is trying to get everything they want. Thank you. Thank you for adding me. I appreciate it. Thanks for the hearts. You're so nice. So, Tribal Man versus Money, Everyday Economics Explained. Right, so he's talking about economic theory, yeah? And he talks about John Maynard Keynes. John Maynard Keynes, Keynesian economics, is that government should help out. Basically. Something bad happens, government should help out. Hi, Steve. So like the last banking crisis when the government bailed out the bank. Oh, excuse me. John Maynard Keynes says that the government should bail out banks if they screw up. Because, they should help people. Basically, that's his view on things. So he says government should help people, and it's important. And you shouldn't just let economic forces go. If you let economic forces go, chaos will reign. People will murder each other. So that's what he says. Karl Marx, the last one of economic theory, he wrote the Communist Manifesto. He basically said that capitalism is doomed. That everyone's going to go crazy, overreact, and the whole system's going to fail. Yeah? And it's going to have all these busts, like the housing crisis, or the Great Depression. Things are going to happen, and it's all going to fall apart because everyone's too greedy, going too crazy. Hi, Darcy. And they're all going to abuse the system. People who are rich are going to get richer, and there's going to be too many inequalities, right? So that's basically what Karl Marx said. So capitalism for capitalism working has to function, has to have a functioning banking system, and unless it was properly managed, debts would build up to a catastrophic level, which would in turn lead to capitalism's own destruction. The debts would build up. Wow, what are we happening now? A government that's building up. I know people have a lot of debt building up. And because of capitalism's debt addiction, we'll have these crises, right? Interesting. Right now, obviously, capitalism is in many places, and there was credit problems, and we had bailing out, so we got a lot going on. And he basically talks about why each theory has its benefits, but they're also not that great. They don't cover everything. So self-restraint seems completely beyond us, leading us to even larger booms and even larger busts, just as Karl Marx predicted. However, what is striking is that for all its faults, capitalism has won and still flourishes somehow, right? So China is becoming more capitalistic. They have this free market thing. There's talk of the Soviet Union, So capitalism seems to be here to stay. That being said, we have a lot of debt in the United States. What will happen next? Okay, insight number 2. He talks about statistics. Statistics. Wow. Okay. So basically, the first thing he talks about is statistics can be very interesting and very they can be wrong, right? They can be very strange. He starts with this panda survey, which is kind of interesting. And statistics can be so wrong they can get you killed, is what he said. So in 2015, there was a huge panda survey, and it said there were 1,864 giant pandas living in Sichuan. Okay, and then in 2003, it said there are 1,596. So from 1,596 in 2003 to 1,864 in 2015. They said in a decade, right? Hi, Egos, the panda population went up 17%. Okay. So what happened is China then takes the panda and takes it off the endangered list, and now you have to control panda growth. So his point is that how can China have these numbers? You know, they're suspiciously accurate. 1,864 is very accurate for panda population. How do you get down to 864? And where is this coming from? Is it really they counted all the pandas in China? You know, that's what he's saying is like in this one province. I mean, Sichuan, Shaanxi, and Gansu provinces. Do they really find every panda income? Hi, Judson09. Welcome. And how could they have such a specific number, right? So they're saying these economic statistics cause pandas from being preserved to being like hunted down and preserved, many of them. And you have to be very careful with statistics, right? So that was his statistics example. And then he goes into the GDP. So the United States uses this thing called the gross domestic product. Hi, sorry. So what is the GDP? Gross gross domestic product. Sorry, gross domestic product. That's what GDP stands for. And the government uses it to figure out if economic development is doing well, what kind of laws to do, things like that. And it's kind of weird, he says, because what they do is they just add up everything that's sold in the United States, everything that we make and sell in the United States. But not only that, they don't know everything we make and sell, so they make estimates on things we don't know. So some of it they have data for, but then they know there's data missing, right? So then they guess at the data that's missing, and they create this huge number called the gross domestic product. So I mean, it's not even based on real numbers, because how do you know everything that's sold in the United States? How does Diana welcome? But they create this number, and then from that number, they create laws. So he was saying, what's not so good about this number? First of all, not everyone uses this number. China doesn't use gross domestic product because they think the number, they can't calculate it, and they're like, how could we ever calculate this? So it just doesn't make any sense. They don't even use it. Hi, Harley Beauty. They're saying if China doesn't use it, we really need to use it. Hi, Stan Cairo, welcome. The gross domestic product, we give some alternatives, right? Some people, one person wrote the genuine, they created Mark Louisa Moringa. They came up with the genius progress indicator. Happy Independence Day. Thank you. Thank you very much. Happy Independence Day. I'm celebrating by learning more about money and financial freedom and spreading the knowledge so that y'all can be financial free as well. So they created the genuine progress indicator, which also incorporated environmental and social factors into the gross domestic product. So I'm assuming social factors means like how happy people are. Environmental factors means how clean and nice the environment is. And whether we can sustain. Oh, there's also people thinking of doing green GDP, which would incorporate the idea of sustainability, which means can we actually sustain what we're doing? Like if we keep making coffee and selling coffee until all the coffee is gone and there's no more plans to make coffee cups that's not really sustainable, right? So should we put sustainability in the GDP so we can measure that? So there's people debate about it, but basically, the people who created the GPI, which incorporated the environment and also social factors, like I guess happiness. Hi, Zero Call, welcome. Thank you for joining the scope, guys, and the live. So what happened was they found that the GPI, the genuine progress indicator, hi, Kusu, hi, Kevin, welcome, thanks for saying hi. Okay, so the GPI rose, has been going up from 1950 to 1970, but it has been tailing off ever since 1970. So the GPI, the General Progress Indicator, is not getting better. In fact, it's getting worse. Meanwhile, the traditional gross domestic product is going upward all the time. Okay? So just because your country sells more stuff doesn't mean your country's getting better, is what we're talking about. They're saying using the GDP, which is one of the biggest things that the government uses, is not really useful, not helpful. Hi, Marita. It doesn't incorporate a lot of really important things, like whether we're going to destroy our planet from overproducing something, or whether we can actually sustain what we're doing. This is very important. It doesn't incorporate it. So that's why I think this is not a good idea. So don't make your life decisions according to the GDP. And if you're a government, you should probably not use the GDP to make your government policies, even though the United States. Okay. Number 3, insight, compound interest. Woo, compound interest. So compound interest, he talks about what it is for people who don't understand it. And if you do anything with money or finance, you've heard about compound interest. So let's talk about it. The reason I'm tired here is because I'm getting hot in this room. The sun is here, so maybe we'll move. Yeah, let's move. Let's move to a cooler room. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna have to unplug my computer and pick it up, move it to the cooler room. I shall do it. So right now I broadcast in a separate room, which is nice. I have my own office, but I haven't figured out all the put in one more curtain to block the sun when it gets super hot and things like that. And I'll pick you guys up and move you to the next room. Oh, and you saw that. Okay. And stuff is falling. Woohoo! All right, let's get out of that hot sun. Yay! Oh, it feels so much cooler here already. Oh my gosh, good idea. Good idea from me. I have a great idea to make. Woohoo! So much better. Thank you for your patience and allowing me to move. I appreciate it. And I'm just right here. Oh, this is good. Okay. And I'll be right back with this lovely book I'm going to be for you guys. Yay! Yeah, that room is too hot in the morning. Holy cow, higher for 72. So you can kind of view out there. See the Diamond Head, the sun is rising, Illinois Canal. Thanks for being on live. All right, we're back. Okay, next one. We're going to talk about compound interest. Should I buy a house using a credit card? Should you buy a house using a credit card? Hi Willie Mado. What do you guys think? You guys think you should buy a house using a credit card? So why this question? Basically because the author of this book, used a credit card to put a down payment on a house. Ooh, nice. Come on out. Sweet. Just down the road. A few minute walking. But anyway, the guy who wrote this book, Stewart Cowley, when he was younger, he bought a house with a mortgage and he used a credit card to get the down payment. That is not a good idea. But anyway, he explains why in this chapter on compound interest, right? So he explains what it is, all right, and there's this nice formula that he has, what compound interest is. Future value equals present value, and then he has times, and then in parentheses 1 plus rate over the principal And then there's to the power of the principal times time. So that's very complicated. But that is, oh, n is not principal. N is the period of time that you have the money there. Oh, yeah. So present value is the principal. How much is in there now, and future value is what it will be. So that's the formula. Wow, what a formula, right? Holy cow. So no wonder it's kind of hard to calculate it because it's like this gigantic, crazy formula. So you probably can get a calculator to do it online, but there is a formula for compound interest. And basically what it's saying is that, you know, if you had a savings account or if you had a credit card, let's talk about credit card, right? You had credit card debt and it was at 15%, then whatever you owe, let's say it was $1,000, and then 15% of $1,000 is $150, right? So in 1 month, you would owe $1,150. And then if you don't pay that off, the next month you owe 50% of $1,150. So it gets really high really fast. You can owe way more than what you borrowed very quickly if you don't pay off your interest every month. Now, if you do pay off your interest every month, you're basically giving someone a really nice ton of money every month based on a very small debt. So that ain't a good idea. Hi, big WRM23. So that's compound interest. So compound interest works in the favor of credit card companies and also the bank when they make mortgage loans. So that's why compound interest can make you so much money. Now, if you have it going for you, that's great. Like if you can make compound interest. So like unfortunately, savings accounts won't be so high. So you're gonna have to make your own loans, I guess, if you want high compound interest. Hi, Pink Card. Hi, guys. Hi, Shazam. Doing it. So hot. I'm gonna turn on the fan. Oh, there we go. Woo! Feel better. Oh my goodness. There we go. So, let's living in Hawaii. Hi, 461632. Welcome to Stewart. So compound interest, and he has this nice chart where you can plug it in. So basically, he's saying that compound interest, right, is a huge thing, and you got to be careful, right? So don't get into credit card debt. Don't buy a house with a credit card. Use compound interest in your favor to try to get something that will compound for you. So basically, no one knows where interest rates will go in the future, right? So you don't know if we'll have low interest rates in the future. And individuals, companies, governments have raised borrowing to unprecedented levels. Like a lot of people have borrowed a lot, right? Especially the U.S. government. But I don't know if you're in debt. I used to borrow a lot. I have no debt now, but you know, I used to borrow a ton. So individuals, companies, and governments have raised borrowing to unprecedented levels in the last 30 years, leaving many people extraordinarily sensitive to even small interest rate changes and the effects of compound interest. So for savers, the lesson from compound interest teaches you that consistent interest is your friend, you know, passes time. As long as inflation is below the interest rate of your savings, your real money will grow, never increasing, compounding. So start saving early and, you know, there you go. You'll make a ton of money. What sometimes get in the way is that if you truly start early and leave it alone, there is a huge temptation to switch investments around, and then you don't have your compounding going on. So he's going to talk about that later. But he's just saying that you shouldn't do that. To get your consistent rate of return, you should leave it there. Hi! It's so hard. Okay, so number 4, bonds is the biggest threat in your wealth, your safest investment. Bonds. So basically, he says bonds are scary right now. Why are bonds scary? So a bond is basically company or government lend. They need money, so you lend them money and they pay you an interest rate. Hi, Self-Command, welcome. So I borrow money from a company, and I lend money to a company. They borrow it from me, and then they pay back interest or so, or they accumulate it in it as bonds, U.S. government bonds. So bonds Holy cow, hi IMRG. He says that the bonds in the bonds that have been sold in the world has become enormous. Okay, so a lot of people have bonds. So he says the stock market is way smaller than the bond market. In 2015, the U.S. bond market was at $40 trillion, and the top 25 developed nations alone have government debts of over 33 trillion, and it's rising every day. And every penny of this debt is sold out as a bond. Hi, Ryland. So there's a lot of questions about bonds. First of all, if the U.S. government has so many outstanding debt in bonds, can they really pay it back? Can all the government pay it back? So are they even solvent? But that's not really what he talks about here. What he talks about is the math of bonds, right? And he has another formula about bonds. But basically what it says is that if if you have a bond, right, and it's a 5% bond, and you put in 100, basically says if you put $100 into a 5% bond, you'll get $5, right, every year. Okay? So that's how the bond works. So the bond is paying 5% semi-annually for, say, 1 year. So it's worth $105 for every $100 you put in when the market yields are 5%. Okay? So there's a formula for that right here. To calculate the price of the bond, right? The future value, and so the price is the future value, but the price present value equals $105. Right? So we have the formula. Oh, he's telling you what it would be. Okay, sorry. Hi, 1413, welcome. He just flipped around the compound interest formula to show you how to calculate how much interest will be there after 1 year. So it's $5. So anyway, he talks about the interesting thing about bonds and pricing. Okay, so if as the yield falls, bond prices rise. So as the interest rates go down, price of bonds go up, right? So let's say that you bought the bond for 5% and the interest rate goes down to 3. The bond is paying 5%, so the bond is worth more, okay, because it's paying a higher interest rate than the current interest rate. So then the value of the bond itself goes up, right? Which means not the value, the price of the bond. Now this is only relevant if you buy and sell bonds. If you just buy a bond and hold it, like if you get issued a bond and you just hold it, like when I used to work at the bank, a lot of customers would come in and cash out their bonds because they matured, right? Their bonds matured. And so what happened is they have a bond and they just held on to it and they didn't do anything with it, like just hold it. Okay, and then it matured. So they got back all the money they put in plus interest. So if you just do that, this will not affect you, okay? But if you buy and sell bonds, you're not actually being issued a bond. You're buying and selling, and after they've been issued, then this comes into play. You didn't say that, but that's pretty much what's going on, I think. So as the interest rate goes down 3%, that bond it goes up, price of it. Now, obviously, if you don't sell it, obviously, if you don't sell the bond, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if the price goes up and down, you just keep it, and then when it matures, you collect. It's fine. You're not going to lose any money. But if you're buying and selling, and you're not waiting to collect, then this is an issue. So as yields fall 3%, right? The interest rate falls, your bond price rises. As yields rise, so if your bond is at 5%, hi guys, your bond is at 5% and yield goes up to like 7%, then your bond loses value because it's actually getting less interest in the market, right? So then the price of your bond will go down, right? The longer the maturity of a bond, the more its price moves when yields change. So Hawaii, si magnifique later on more company. Yeah, come on out. Come to Hawaii. It's a nice place. So the longer the bond is, the more the price will change when the yield changes. Okay? So let's say it's a 30-year bond. The price will change more for a 30-year bond than a 1-year bond. And that's obvious because a 1-year bond can last 20 years. 30-year bond can last 30 years. There's going to be more price fluctuations. There's going to be more ability to make money if you buy and sell. Okay, so this is kind of like stock trading, but with bonds. Okay, so the lower the yield, the larger the price movement when yield changes. Okay. Très bien, ça va? Like somebody doesn't understand a lot of English on the scope, so I said hi. In French. But anyway, so this is where he comes into the big, and this is kind of a cool point, the bond one where he talks about this. Basically, he's saying that short-term interest rates were slashed to zero, right, during the credit crunch of 2008. Hi, Matthew, welcome. Of the credit in 2008, when we had that whole housing crisis and everything happened. Hold on, I blocked somebody. Yay, I blocked somebody. That means I keep on. Okay. So when short-term interest rates went down, okay. When interest rates went down, basically, everything was very low interest rate, right? And they put interest rates down because they wanted people to borrow money again, spend, so the economy can recover because the economy was having a hard time, right? And so they put interest rates really low. So if you were a saver that was telling you to get your money in the bank and the interest rate is too low for you to keep it there and go get higher income from bonds, right? And so people started buying bonds. Right? And just over 6 years, the bond market rose in size by 50%. Hi, Montero, welcome. So they went and bought bonds, and the bond rose $15 trillion in 6 years after the credit crisis. And as yields were driven down, investors were driven into bonds because their income they had no more income. Now, but here's the thing. If interest rate goes up, right, because you have a bond, a 30-year bond that yields 2%, which is really good. Now you can get savings accounts that can be 2%, which is his point. So if you have a 2% bond, and if yields rise to 4%, your bond, the price would drop to $65, right? If it's $100. Hi, Ali. Someone's asking if I live in Hawaii or if I'm here on vacation. I live in Hawaii. Okay, so to give you a feel, hi Sabrina. So basically what he's saying is if you start at 5%, it'd be different than 5. If 5%, identical 2% rise in yield only causes a 25% loss. But if you start at 2% and it goes to 4%, you've lost 35%. So he's saying the lower your bond yield is, and there's a raise of interest, you're going to lose more money, right? So if you start with a bond of 2% and the rate goes up to 4%, you're going to lose 35%. Whereas if the bond was at, if the bond was originally at 5% and then the interest rate went to 7%, you would only lose 25%. Hi, Gofka. That's what he's saying. So what does this mean? So what he's saying is that a lot of people have bonds. You know, they got all these bonds when the interest market went down. So when the interest market went down, and what I'm talking about here is like complicated English, so you're not probably going to understand. When the interest rate goes down, and everyone bought bonds to get a little higher than the savings rate, their bonds now are very precarious. So if they keep their bonds to maturity, fine, as long as the government still pay them. But if they keep them to maturity, fine. But if they're in a retirement account or a big institutional account, and they're not going to keep them to maturity, and they're trading them, the value of those bonds, if they're using them as collateral, you know, say have a loan or something, if you're doing things with them that are not just like holding and cashing out, then the value of them is going to go down as interest rates go up. And interest rates have been going up a little bit, yeah? They used to be 0, now they're going up a little, right? And I think they only went up like 1%, 1 point something. But interest rates went up a little bit, right? Hi, Sinag. And because it went up only that 1.5, 1.25, whatever it went up, it's already made bonds drop in value. And because so many people are in bonds, because they've left savings, it's going to drop everybody's bonds. And if that's a big thing in your savings account or your retirement account, then your bond values have just died. Okay? So that's what he's saying. So he's saying bonds might really be a bad investment if you bought them at low yield, basically, is what he's saying. The world is stuffed with bonds. So if you have a workplace pension fund, then there are bonds in it. If your regular savings product with a low balance or target return, there are bonds in it. Even your bank has bonds, right? The reserve lay in bonds. So everybody has bonds. And you can play interest rate markets if you want to, and the most convenient way is bonds. So no matter the name of the institution, to allow investors pool their money to funds, they can buy and sell the NAV. Basically, get this idea. So basically, what he's trying to say is, we're going to have problems because of bonds. So this is a time when our population is aging and savers are looking to move from accumulating wealth to protecting what they have, while needing a regular income from your savings or retirement. Your money has never been more exposed to risk. The risk that your savings are eroded by inflation, right? And the risk of potential capital losses from bonds that experiences pricing. Okay? Bonds. Yeah. Hi, Alan Laura. Welcome. Yeah, I'm talking about bonds. So that's what's going on. There you go. Moving on. So interesting thing about bonds. So it's a very big problem that I never thought of until I read this book. So the bond market being a problem never occurred to me, because my only experience with bonds is that they used to be in my retirement account, but I liquidated the entire thing to buy properties. I don't have any bonds. And then my husband doesn't have any bonds. We don't actually have any bonds, but I know a lot of people have bonds. Banks have bonds. So bonds are a big deal, and so if something goes up with interest rates, that must be one of the reasons the economy has been not so great. Yeah, because of bonds. Banks, breakfast doesn't count. So for banks, he has some interesting things he talks about. One of the biggest things he talks about with banks is how they make money. They basically have money and then they lend it out. Right? They lend it out for people to buy homes, mortgages, whatever. So they don't have all the money people put in the bank. They don't have that all at once because they lent it out to make money with it. And they have some reserves and they have some money on hand. So if someone wants to take their money out, they can get it. Hi, Chris, 71109. But basically, banks are taking your money and lending it out, and then they're making the difference between the interest. Man versus Money, Everyday Economics Explained by Stewart, Cowley. And the whole title is in the, I'm going to ask to see the book again. The whole title is in the description. So this is what we're going through. So this next insight about banks, all right, insight number 5, which is really interesting, okay, is that banks are becoming gigantic. So we have this little chart here where he shows how big banks are becoming. And in the UK, banks are 400% of the gross domestic product. Yeah, so big as gross domestic product. So how much the country sells. This bank is 4 times bigger than all the money this country makes in a year. So it's really big compared to the country, how much the country makes. That's United Kingdom, okay? And then they have it all the way down to the U.S. U.S. is the smallest in this chart. Hi, Scarlett again. The U.S. banks are the smallest compared to their gross domestic product. But basically what he's saying is that banks continue to grow over time. These banks have been around longer than the banks in the United States. And so as banks grow, and they just keep growing, because people put their money there and they borrow money, so banks just keep growing. He's saying that they're going to be so big that the government won't be able to bail them out anymore. It makes sense, right? Right now, last time there was a crisis in the United States, the government helped bail out banks. But he's saying banks are going to become so big that no matter what happens, the government won't be able to bail you out. If the bank fails or something happens to the bank, it's just going to destroy the whole economy, and the United States government will have nothing they'll be able to do about it. And instead of too big to fail, they're going to become too big to fail. Hi, Con. So should you put your money in the bank or under a mattress? And he's saying what is certain is that as globalism continues and incomes around the world go higher and higher, right? As that happens, then the banking system will continue to expand in a manner modeled by the Bank of England. So he's saying it's all going to be like England, bigger and bigger, bigger. And if it gets so much bigger, right, without regulation and constraint, banks will become bigger and beyond the reach of government support. It will be up to us to do homework better, because if you put all your life savings in one institution, the institution might fail, like Lehman Brothers failed, right? Because they'll make mistakes, they'll do things, they'll do illegal things, maybe they'll put all their wealth in bonds. According to him, bonds will destroy a lot of people's accounts if interest rates go higher. So then the bank will fail, and then what do you do with your money? You will lose your money. If you put your money in Lehman Brothers and they fail, your money is gone now. That makes sense. So, and there were a lot of banks that had problems. Yeah. So if you had put money in those banks, your money would be gone. I have accounts across 3 financial institutions, right? So, yeah. So he's saying maybe you have to really be careful, because if banks get to the point one day where they fail, you might lose all your money. And you might want to keep your money under your bed. Not keep it in banks, but keep it in different ways. And I completely understand that, actually, intuitively. I don't know. I didn't read this book at the time, but I took all my money out of the stock market at one point, and I bought a condo with it. I felt like it was a safer investment than stocks or cash at the time. Stocks mainly. I also messaged her, yeah, because I felt like I understood the property. If you buy property, you know. So, hi, Dietrich. Also, I figured if I was forced to make the mortgage payment, and part of it's going for the principal, then it's automatically increasing. And if the property value keeps increasing as well, then this is increasing value, and it was a better investment than putting money into stock. So that's how I looked at it at the time. Who knows, right? You never know. Hindsight is 2020. Well, how warm is it there? It's pretty warm here. Okay. So that's banks. Now I'm going to talk about the market. So I'm going to have a part 2 to this, because I'm not going to continue on. Because honestly, I didn't actually read the rest. But there are more insights. They're all going to be on the blog, so check out the blog. It's all going to be there. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being on the live. This is Man versus Money, Everyday Economics Explained by Stewart, Cowley. So have a great Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. It was great having you on. Click on the link to the blog in the profile. Share this. You know, I appreciate you guys just being on. And if you're not following me, follow me. Share it with your followers. Happy Independence Day. Yay! I know, it's a big thing. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. And I'll see you again next week. If not sooner, I'll do live broadcasts. And we'll do more of these cool things. If you want to know what I'm going to broadcast about every week, get on my email list. So go to yesfinanciallyfree.com, which is my blog. Put in your name, first name, and email address on the right side. Get on my email list, and then every week I email out what I'm going to do. Okay? And you can also email me back if you have questions, want to say hi, want to talk to me. I do check my email regularly, so during the week. So
I will answer your emails. Hi, Karia. So thanks for being on, and I appreciate it. Join the email list if you haven't already. And my name is Denise as well. See you again soon. Aloha. Bye. Take care. Thank you for being on YouTube and on my blog.